Qushayri said the statement of God exalted to be He, and enjoying good. And enjoining good is verbal, and it is most profound when you prevent yourself from that which has been prohibited from, and to become duly concerned with and characterized by that which you enjoin upon others. You got it? Meaning what he's saying, that the enjoining of good, and wa'mur bil ma'ruf, and he command the good, enjoin the good, the enjoining of the good, it's really about you. And it's really about you being silent, if we're going to sort of take it there, yani. It's not, although he's saying it's verbal, you speaking to others, but faqidu shay la yu'ti. You don't have something, how can you give it? Araft? So first, it's about you having that which you want to enjoy in others. And then when you're enjoining others, it's not really about enjoining them, it's about enjoining the self. You know, how often is it that you're going to speak to somebody or teach somebody, and you're really speaking to yourself and teaching yourself? They're just incidentally there. They're just there, yani, because maybe for some of us it's a bit more difficult to speak to the self or to enjoin the self. We used to take from our teachers, you know, you hear about the seer of some of our teachers, how kind of they used to be. You know, like, and they say the dunya and the deen qualities are the same. Like Shafi'i would say, if you want the dunya, alaykum bi fajr. Get up a fajr if you want the dunya. If you want the deen, alaykum bi fajr. Get up a fajr if you want the deen. The qualities are the same for dunya and for deen. And so, you know, like, I'm talking like jahiliyas, and so you see people, you know, when they're all alone inside of their room and they get the mop or the brush and they start pretending they're like this sort of superstar or what have you. And often, they are in their private. I know a few of you have did it. Come on, please admit, yani. Well, Tayyib, our teachers have did it. But lillah, fillah, that's how they did it. I can tell you like they mentioned like Habib Umar, yani, private when he was young, by himself, that's what they do, yani. And they rehearse the moment. Araftum. But the reality of the rehearsal of the moment, they are speaking to self. Yani. They're addressing self. That's it. And then people thereby thereafter become incidental, yani. Doesn't matter one person or a million people in front of them. So it's the same for them. Because the reality, there's nobody but them in this equation, in their sojourn to Allah Ta'ala. Like really profound, I thought it was a really profound moment as we remember the tribulations that are afflicting the Muslim Ummah in our day and age of Shaykh Muhammad al-Yaqoubi. Shaykh Muhammad Yaqoubi once mentioned about when he was a young boy, dars of a father to the son. And Shaykh Muhammad al-Yaqoubi, mashallah. But his father, mashallah, his father Ibrahim Yaqoubi, mashallah, tabarakallah, is Shaykh Muhammad's father. So he said once when Damascus was under tribulations, like the old house of the Yaqoubi family used to be in the old quarters of Damascus by Masjid al-Umawi. And he said once, Damascus, bombs are dropping inside of the city. People are inside of the house, nobody's on the streets, bombs are dropping. Damascus in tribulations, like it is in our day and age. And he said his father, as usual, is getting dressed, putting on his turban and what have you. And he's like observing his dad, like, what are you doing? His dad said, just get ready, get ready. So he gets ready and he's just observing his father. And then he said, when his father's ready, turban on, ready, book in hand, his father takes hold of my hand, we exit the house, and we start running through the streets of old city Damascus. And it's like wartime. And then he says, we get to Masjid al-Umawi, Jami' al-Umawi, we get to the great Umayyad mosque. We end where Jesus, the son of Mary, will descend, alayhi salam. And we walk into Masjid al-Umawi, and then my father, rak'atayn, tahiyyat al-masjid, then my father sits at his sariyah. His father used to have one of the pillars inside of the mosque where he used to teach from. His father sits at the sariyah, he said, there's nobody present. And then it tells me to sit down, which was my habit, to sit down my father when the durus were on. He said, my father sat down, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wa afdalu salatu. Starts teaching his entire dars. He said, nobody's there. I'm like, what's that doing, yani? Teaching the entire dars until he finished the dars. Then he turns towards his son and then teaches his son the lesson, isn't it? People are incidental. It's nothing to do with them. Hakada. Radiyallahu ta'ala anhum wa ardahum. The one who exerts no decisive influence upon himself cannot exert any decisive influence upon others. How? You can't change yourself, you're going to change you. You can't affect yourself, who are you going to affect? Yani, human beings are far more intelligent than that. Al-amal ablagh min al-qawl. Actions are more profound than words. You know, like you can be telling somebody in the most eloquent and most profound way, but you exact no effect upon them. Why? Because they're listening to your soul, their soul. And nafsu li nafs tasri. Souls flow quickly to other souls. So change. That's where changes are. That's it. Then baqi ala Allah, as they say. Al-baqi ala Allah. The rest is upon God subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the one who exerts no decisive influence upon himself cannot exert any decisive influence upon others. Maybe there can be temporal influence. Temporal influence. Right? And that's why it's all a mirror. فَرَجَعُوا لَأَنفُسِهِمْ. Always return back to yourself. Oh, subhanallah. I counseled him, but he never heeded the counsel. Hel min muddakir. I reminded him, but he was not reminded. Okay. فَرَجَعُوا لَأَنفُسِهِمْ. Then they return back to themselves. That there's some type of knot in one soul that is a preventative from other people listening to you. As they say, I cannot hear your words because your actions are shouting so loud. They're drowning out the words.